Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, The Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, Text 29. Shri Nanda Uvacha Aho Te Devaki Putraha Aho Te Devaki Putraha Kamsena Bahavaha Hataha Kamsena Bahavo Hataha Eka Avaraja Avashishta Avaraja Eka Avashishta Avaraja Kanya Sa Api Divam Gata Kanya Sapi Divam Gata Shinanda Uvacha Aho Te Devaki Putra Kamsena Bahavo Hataha Eka Vashishta Varaja Eka Vashishta Varaja Kanya Sapi Divam Gata Srinanda Uvacha Aho Te Devaki Putra Kamsena Bahavo Hataha Eka Vashishta Varaja Kanya Sapi Divam Gata. Shri Nanda Uvacha. Nanda Maharaj said, Aho, alas, te, your, Devaki Putraha, all the sons of your wife Devaki, Kamsena, by King Kamsa, Bahavaha, many, Hataha, have been killed. Eka, one. Avashishta, remaining child. Avaraja, the youngest of all. Kanya, a daughter also. Sa api, she also. Divam gata, gone to the heavenly planets. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaya Charana Arvinda, Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Nanda Maharaj said, "Alas, King Kamsa killed so many of your children born of Devaki, and your one daughter, the youngest child of all, entered the heavenly planets." Can you repeat the translation? Nanda Maharaj said, "Alas, King Kamsa killed so many of your children born of Devaki, and your one daughter, the youngest child of all, entered the heavenly planets." Purport. When Vasudeva understood from Nanda Maharaj that the mystery of Krishna's birth and his having been exchanged with Yashoda's daughter was yet undisclosed, he was happy that things were going on nicely. By saying that Vasudeva's daughter, his youngest child, had gone to the heavenly planets, Nanda Maharaj indicated that he did not know that this daughter was born of Yashoda and that Vasudeva had exchanged her with Krishna. Thus, the doubts of Vasudeva were dispelled. Thus ends the Bhaktinda purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 5, Text 29 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nanda Maharaj, after hearing about the inquiry from Vasudeva about the well-being of Krishna and Balaram, began to reply to Vasudeva here. Sri Nanda Uvacha, Nanda Maharaj said, replied, "Aho, alas, Te Devaki Putra." Nanda Maharaj is addressing Vasudeva and telling, "Te Devaki Putra, your children, or the children of Devaki, Kamsena Bahava Hataha." They were all killed. Hataha. Kamsena, by the hands of Kamsa. Not one, not two, Bahavaha. 6 newly born babies of Devaki Putra, Hataha Kamsena, were mercilessly killed by Kamsa at the very time and moment of their birth. That is why he has used aho, alas. That means an expression of lamentation, so sad, which is not to happen, but it has happened. Not just that. Eka avashishta avaraja kanya sa api. 6 sons Devaki has lost. At least Eka avashishta avaraja. She had one daughter, and who's also Avaraja, the youngest of all. Kanya, daughter. Sa api, even she also didn't stay with you. See the plight of Devaki and Vasudeva. What happened to her? Was she also killed? No. Divam gata. She escaped, disappeared, entered into the heavenly planets. Divam gata. Diva means higher planets, heavenly planet. Gata means have gone. So Divam gata, she has gone to the heavenly planets. So the 6 sons of Devaki and Vasudeva were mercilessly killed at the very time of their birth. And the only daughter, Nanda Maharaj is telling to Vasudeva, the only daughter you had, she also entered the heavenly planet. The purport, Prabhupada makes an interesting observation that means Vasudeva is pacified and happy and relieved to know, okay, Nanda Maharaj does not know the mystery of this daughter. What is that? Actually, this daughter was born of Mother Yashoda and Nanda. But Nanda Maharaj is thinking that this daughter was Vasudeva and Devaki's, and therefore he is saying, so sad that even the daughter which you had, she also entered the heavenly planet. That means Nanda Maharaj is still not aware of the mystery that Vasudeva has exchanged the baby boy which was given birth by him and Devaki in the prison house with the baby daughter which was born of Nanda and Yashoda at the same time in Gokula. And Vasudeva and Devaki were in Mathura jail, and they gave birth to a son. And Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda gave birth to a daughter. But Vasudeva, keeping Krishna's safety as the highest or giving utmost importance to Krishna's safety, quietly went to Nanda's house at the dead of night and exchanged Krishna to the baby girl which was born of Nanda and Yashoda, so that Krishna is safe in Nanda Gokula. And then Vasudeva brought back this daughter of Nanda and came to the prison house of Kamsa and shackled himself once again. And when he shackled himself and all the gates of the prison house got locked by themselves, very soon the news reached Kamsa because this small baby girl started crying, because when a child is born, the first symptom the child is born is it will start crying. That is the very first thing, first symptom. Recognizing that a child is born, the child will start crying. So then that awakened the jail keepers, the guards, who were fast asleep by the influence of Yogamaya. And then they went and informed Kamsa, and Kamsa came and took this youngest daughter of Devaki and also wanted to kill her like the other 6 sons. But somehow she escaped Kamsa's wrath and anger, and she entered the heavenly planet. At least Vasudeva was relieved that, okay, Krishna, my son, is very safe. And Nanda Maharaj does not even know that this exchange has happened. And I am the cause of that exchange. And they both are conversing. So important point in this verse is we can see how Kamsa could kill so many of Devaki's children. This is the nature of the material world. The nature of the material world is one of misery. To put everyone in the state of misery. Even devotees are not free from difficulties in this material world. This is another important point we can infer from this verse. Mother Devaki, she is the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna. Vasudeva, the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna. Therefore, Krishna agreed to become their son personally. Personally. Yet they had so much difficulties. So many children they have to lose. You can just imagine death of a baby. It is not all easy to tolerate. It is not a small pain. For a mother, it is the greatest pain. For a mother, it is the greatest pain. Unbearable pain. Loss of one child. Imagine one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. 6 children died. And even the 7th child also entered the heavenly planets. Imagine the plight of Devaki. The trauma which she is going through. It's very serious. Only a mother can better appreciate this verse. Or a devotee can better appreciate this verse. I don't think others can appreciate this. Pain which Mother Devaki is going through. Unbearable pain. What can be more painful than this for a mother? And Devaki endured all of that pain. Similarly, we see in Bhagavatam, throughout Bhagavatam, if you see, is presenting the life of many, many Mahabhagavatas, pure devotees of the Lord, who had gone through similar such challenges and difficulties in this world, in their service to the Lord. Yet they are undisturbed, very determined in their service to the Lord. So Krishna wants to bring out the glory of the devotees in this way. When they are put to the greatest misery, a very series of tests. If they're put through series of tests, still they will come out successful. They will pass the test of the Lord. The Lord wants to show this to the world. Who my actual devotees are. Not so-called devotees. Not so-called devotees. Actual devotees are. That they have no complaints, no issues. They still joyfully, very happily continue their services to the Lord in a very determined way. Drida vrataha, the word is used in the Bhagavad Gita. Drida vrataha. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhajanti ananya manasa. Without deviation, their mind fully absorbed in me. Mahatmanastu mam partha. They are Mahatmas, whose minds are fully absorbed in me. Absolutely no deviation. And bhajante mam dridabhataha, they also perform the devotional service with great rigidity, determination, rigidness. You see? Unshakable. So the Lord wants to bring out these glories of His pure devotees and proclaim that, bugle that to the whole world. That's why Krishna has got Shankha with him. Krishna has got Shankha. Why? He wants to bugle, proclaim the glories of His pure devotees. See how my pure devotees are. Sometimes these difficulties are so disturbing that once even Bhishma himself became bewildered. Not about his difficulty, but of the difficulty Pandavas went through. He was not bewildered about his own awkward situation. He himself was in a very awkward situation, but he is not bothered about that. He was concerned and bewildered and disturbed about Pandava's awkward situation. And he straight away questioned Krishna at one point. He said, Krishna, what is this? How can this happen? Krishna said, what? What happened? Why are you panicking? He said, Krishna, Pandavas are the best of the devotees. You are their life and soul. And for you also, Pandavas are very, very dear to your heart. So much so, you're always staying with them, eating with them, sleeping with them, going out with them. All the time you are with the Pandavas. You're so attached. You are so attached to the Pandavas. See, the devotees attached to the Lord is one thing. Here we see the Lord is attached to the Pandavas. What kind of devotees they are. And for such devotees, time and again they are put into great miseries and calamities. The word is used in Bhagavatam, calamity. Calamity. Not one, two. And looks like it never ends also. Our case, one difficulty comes itself, we become very concerned. Become very concerned. Difficult to stride through. Cope up. And here we see Pandavas time and again. They are put into one calamity after another calamity. And Mother Kunti recounts these calamities of her dear children in her prayers to Lord Krishna in Bhagavatam first canto. Vishan Mahagne Purushada Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krichrataha Mride Mride Aneka Maharatastrato Draunyastatascha Asmi Hare Abhirakshitaha. So she recounts about 7 instances in this verse. Vishan Hare Abhirakshitaha. The Pandavas, for example, Bhima was fed with a poison cake. Yet Bhima survived. Hari Abhirakshitaha, because he was protected by Lord Hari. Who is Lord Krishna? He would have died. Imagine for a mother. See, here we see Devaki, she lost 7 children. Not staying with her. How difficult it is. And you have 7 children, nobody is with you. How it's going to be for you? Okay, nobody is okay there in America, at least fine. Not in America, they are dispatched to the abode of death. Except one was dispatched to the abode of heaven. And here we see another woman, Kunti. See her plight. Her sons. Vishan. His son was offered poison cake by the Kauravas, Duryodhana party. Own brothers. Own brothers. Mercilessly indulging in killing their own brothers. How much draconian. Somehow Krishna saved the situation. Bhima was saved. Vishan, Maha Agni. And one time when they were taking rest peacefully in the forest, in a nearby place near Hastinapura, Duryodhana sent his men to burn the house of Shelak. And Dhritarashtra very tactfully calls Yudhishthira and says, we have made a special house for you to dwell, to stay. Please go there. How cynistic his approach is. You can just imagine. How sadistic. Sending your own nephew to the house of death. Telling, I have made a nice arrangement for you. Please, you and the Pandavas, you all please go and stay there. Somehow Vidura saved the situation. Again, Hare Abhirakshitaha. Krishna is constantly behind the Pandavas for their protection. Nobody can touch the devotees being protected by the Lord. Even though they are not seeking protection. They are not seeking protection. Still the Lord is very conscious and concerned about the welfare and protection of his dear devotees who have no other shelter other than the Lord. Where will they go? They will not go anywhere. Only Krishna. Life or death, only Krishna. That is Pandavas, or the pure devotees of the Lord. So somehow, then they were said, Vishan Mahagne, the second instance. The third instance, Purushada Darshanat. Then when they were in exile, one demoness, Hidimba, Pandavas had to face this demon's wrath. And again Krishna protected, and the Hidimba demon was killed. Purushada Darshanat. Asat Sabhaya. In the fourth instance, not Sat Sabhaya, Asat Sabhaya. Kuntiman is using the word Asat Sabhaya. She didn't use the word Sat Sabhaya. In the assembly of those who were not gentlemen. Asat Sabhaya. It's a very strong remark. Mother Draupadi was attempted to be disrobed by Dushasan on the prompting of the Kauravas. Karna. How disgraceful act. How disgraceful it is to see a woman naked in the assembly of people. Is highly disgraceful. And Kauravas became so mean. They stooped so low. Can't imagine. Asat Sabhaya. Somehow Krishna again saved the situation. Hari Abhirakshitaha. He's by supplying unlimited sari to Mother Draupadi and protected her chastity. Then Vanavasa Kritsrataha. And in the forest there to undergo so many troubles. Supposed to be the emperors of the world, but by some trick and cheating of Duryodhana and Shakuni, they were cheated in the game of dice unlawfully, and they were sent to exile. And they had to suffer so much in the forest, so many difficulties in the forest. It's not all easy living in a forest. It's not a boot camp or something like that. It's not like a bonfire experience where these people go, have a nice time and come back. Or you go for forest as a matter of entertainment for half a day, with all the food materials, all the nice cottages, stay nicely. This is not that kind of arrangement. No arrangements. They were used to living opulently in a royal manner. And here see their situation. Forget royal arrangement. Even basic arrangement is not there in the forest for your sleeping and eating and protection, security. Nothing. Nothing. And they were pure devotees of the Lord. And unnecessarily they were put into these kind of troubles by the cheating, plotting of Duryodhan and Shakuni, his uncle, who's also the uncle of Pandavas, but politics, favoritism. You see? Devotees are rejected, non-devotees are accepted. You see? So this material world is such a nasty place. Then Vanavasa Kritsrataha. Kritsrata means lot of struggle. That word Kritsrata in Sanskrit means lot of struggle, lot of difficulties, challenges, unexpected, unforeseen. It means all of that. Yet they have to endure. And they happily accepted. No grudge. They didn't have any grudge after all this towards the Kauravas. Can you imagine? Ajata Shatru. Therefore Bhagavatam declares Pandavas, headed by Yudhishthira, as Ajata Shatru, for one for whom no enemy is born. Can you imagine? After all the tribulations imposed by the Kauravas upon the Pandavas never considered the Kauravas as their enemy. And forget bitter enemy. What are these Pandavas? What is their quality? What is their nature? That is why Krishna is impressed and overwhelmed and enchanted by Pandavas' devotion. He sold out to the Pandavas, actually. Vanavasa Krichrataha. Then, not over. Mride aneka rata. Maharata astrataha. Mride aneka. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when they came back after the exile, 14 years, 13 years plus 1 year Agyatavas, 14 years they completed. Somehow they managed successfully. Duryodhana was boiling with anger. How can they manage without getting caught? What is this? See this fellow, how he is thinking. They're waging a war. So, as per the agreement, after the exile and the forest stay, Duryodhana agreed to return back the kingship, the ruling, to Yudhishthira. But he goes back in his word. Goes back in his word. This is the nature of a demon. You cannot rely upon non-devotees' words. You can't be very sure of. Any moment he will disagree. He may even say, did I tell that? What do you mean? He may make that statement bewilder you also. Did I make that statement? Sir, you just made a statement. Did I make that statement? Or you are making that statement from my mouth? You are cooking up something. This is the nature of demons. So then war was inevitable. So they had to fight. And here the Pandavas, as Bhagavad Gita first chapter describes, Bhima Abhirakshitaha. The first chapter is described. Duryodhana, such a diplomatic person, in giving conference to his team, is saying, our team of army is directed by very experienced general, Bhishma. And they have immeasurable strength. Whereas the Pandavas, their strength is limited. Plus, they're also directed or guided or led by an inexperienced Bhima. You see? Inexperienced Bhima. So, and in this situation, on the other side there are Maharathis. Maharathis. Each can fight with thousands of charioteers at a time. And here Pandavas are very young. They are Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Kripacharya. They are considered to be very formidable. Example is given in Bhagavatam. Pandavas were like fishes in the ocean, and the Kaurava army led by the great generals like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Kripa are compared to Timingalas. Timingalas. What difficulty it is for a Timingala to eat of a fish? When Timingala opens its mouth, hundreds of whales will go inside. Hundreds of whales will go inside. Forget fishes. Because when a whale opens its mouth, hundreds of fishes will go inside its mouth. And when Timingala opens its mouth, hundreds of whales will go inside its mouth. And Pandavas, Parikshit Maharaj, their own descendant is comparing, how did my grandfathers survive this battle of Kurukshetra? Is there any historical reference where a fish has eaten a Timingala? And we see that in the Mahabharata happened. The fishes like my grandfathers have eaten up the Timingalas like Bhishma, Drona, Karna. It is all Hare Abhirakshitaha. Then finally Kunti recounts, not enough. After the battle of Kurukshetra also over. Battle is also over. Pandavas were established. Kauravas were defeated. Yudhishthira has become the king. Not enough. Draunyastrataha. And finally now, Ashwathama is trying to kill the last surviving heir of the Kuru dynasty. Not just the Pandava, the Kuru Vamsha itself. Parikshit Maharaj. Ashwathama tried to kill by releasing Brahmastra weapon when he was in the womb of his mother, Uttara. Imagine. Series of calamities Pandavas have to go through. So Bhishma Dev here questions Krishna, what is this, Krishna? You are their best friend, counsel, guide, relative, most affectionate to them, and still why they have to go through all these difficulties? So that is the nature of this material world. Of course, actually Bhishma Dev laughs. What is this, Krishna? So much suffering for the pure devotees. Krishna very comfortably says, Yasyaham anugarshnami harishye taddanam shanaihi. If I have to show special mercy to my pure devotees, I put them in great troubles and awkward situations. In this way, I show them special mercy. Because only they can take this kind of mercy from me. Others can't stand. They will run away. Don't want your Hare Krishna. Don't want your Seva Krishna. Let me be happy. They will run away. I come for bhakti after all, having a Om Shanti life. And what is this? Full of challenges, calamities, complications. And the best part is, after saying all that, Kunti also is saying, so here Krishna said, this is my special mercy. See how Kunti Maharani is responding. She is saying, Vipada Santuta Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagadguru. After all, recounting all the calamities, Kunti Maharani finally is concluding her prayer, this episode, by saying, Krishna, please continue to put us in more awkward situations. Shashvat means Shashvat. That means continue to go on putting us into these embarrassing, awkward situations. Because it's an impetus for us to remember you. Because when we are in such embarrassing situations, I am sure you will always be with us. Otherwise, we will forget you. We will forget you. It's an impetus to remember you, my Lord. And remembering Krishna means no danger. Later, further, Kunti Maharani goes on to describe, which Prabhupada beautifully captures this point. Danger is also Krishna. Death is also Krishna. Is there anything which is non-Krishna or a-Krishna in this world? No. Everything is Krishna. We are very safe? Krishna. We are totally unsafe? That is also Krishna only. Krishna is coming as safetiness to me. Krishna is coming as danger to me. Krishna is coming as protection to me. Krishna is coming as death to me. No problem. Because it is after all my Lord. What is there to fear? So death is also Krishna. Danger is also Krishna. Prabhupada makes that point very powerfully. You see? This is the realization of a pure devotee. Because he sees nothing other than Krishna's hand at work. Yara jangama deke na deke tara murti. He does not see anything other than Krishna, his Ishtadeva. So Bhagavatam says, Padam Padam Yat Vipadam Natesham. Every step there is risk, danger in this world. That is how this material world is created. It exists in this way, in this manner. Every step there is danger, there is risk, there is challenge, there is embarrassment. We have to face awkward situation. That is the nature of this world. But the devotee has nothing to fear. He is fully confident my Lord is there. And he does not trouble the Lord also, actually, by praying to him. Why should I pray? There's no need. If the devotee is praying like this, Kunti Maharani, put us in more trouble. If you feel so, left up to the sweet will of the Lord, my Lord, you do whatever you want. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yatha tata va vedadata lampato mat prananatastu sa eva naparaha. My Lord, however you treat us or put us through different situations, you still remain the Lord of my life. Mat prananatha. Mat prananatha. So this is devotee. Mat prananatha. You still remain the Lord of my life. You see? Not easy, huh? You can't see such kind of devotees in this world. Very rare. Prabhupada is one such personality. Time and again, challenges after challenge. You read Prabhupada's Leelamrita. We should read. In Kannada we have Mahasadhaka. You should read that. Seriously. There's a summary version, The Messenger of God Prabhupada, and there's an elaborate version, 6 volume, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, 6 volume. You should read that. Seriously. You will know what a devotee is. Otherwise we will not know. Yeah? Reading Bhagavad Gita, you will not know what a devotee is. You should read the life of a devotee to know what a devotee is. How much dedicated, committed, devoted they are to the Lord. Supra devotion, actually. So, Padam Padam Yat Vipadam Natesham. This Bhagavatam says. Bhagavad Gita also we see Arjuna in the very beginning. In the very beginning itself, he has made this point. But we don't capture these points. We're not reading Bhagavad Gita nicely. That's why you see you require an Acharya. People discuss so much Bhagavad Gita, these points they miss out. That's why you require an Acharya to highlight these things. You know, highlight? Suppose you take a torch and then you take a pointer and then you show in the presentation this particular point. So you can Acharya to highlight all these interesting, revealing aspects of devotees, Shastra, the Lord, this world. They know exactly where to show the pointer. So Arjuna, Prabhupada points out in his first very first words of address to Krishna, he said, Nacha shaknomi avastatum brahmativa cha me manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. Arjuna is saying to Krishna, Nacha shaknomi avastatum. Shaknomi avastatum. I am not able to stand here any longer. Brahmativa cha me manaha. I am forgetting myself. Brahmativa cha me manaha. Brahmativa means to forget. Bewilderment, that means to forget also. One of the aspects of bewilderment is to forget. Not being conscious of. So Brahmativa cha me manaha. I am forgetting myself. Nimittani cha pashyami. Viparitani. Nimittani means the causes. I am only seeing cause of nimittani cha pashyami. Pashyami means to see. Nimittani, I am seeing only causes of nimittani cha pashyami. What causes I am seeing? Viparitani. Causes of misfortune. I am not seeing anything auspicious from this battle. Any auspicious outcome from this battle. Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani. I am only seeing causes of misfortune. Oh Krishna. Oh Keshava. Killer of the Keshi demon. You are expert in killing demons. But you see, I am stuck in this awkward situation. So please save me. So Arjuna has revealed already that every step you take to resolving the complication, the challenges of one's situation, one's moment, one's condition, it will become more complex. When Prahlad also has spoken about this in his prayers to Narsimha. More you try to resolve, more you get into complexity. It becomes more complex. You add up more misfortunes to the count, that's all. This is what Arjuna is telling, the very beginning words. And here we are, coming up with so many possibilities and solutions to live and settle in this material world. And Arjuna is saying, you cannot settle in this world. Get out of this material world. But we want to make everything comfortable in this world. And that's why we are working daily. And Arjuna is saying just the opposite. You see? This is our problem. So, actually we are not very intelligent. We are not very intelligent. Arjuna is already giving a clue. Viparitani Keshava, oh Keshava, there is simply misfortune in this world. And we want to settle and make things comfortable. How is it possible? Not possible. Therefore, at such times, the devotee promptly takes shelter of Krishna. He has no other recourse. He does not think of any other possibility. Immediately his mind goes to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is his only recourse. Only shelter he can think of, the devotee. Such a person is a devotee. How do you recognize a devotee? You will recognize when he takes shelter of Krishna or Krishna's holy name or the spiritual master. At times of calamity, times of awkwardness, times of, embarrassment. He takes shelter of Krishna. Doesn't become bewildered. Doesn't become agitated. Doesn't become embarrassed. He takes shelter of Krishna or Krishna's holy name, the Hare Krishna. And he sees the display of material energy in this world, in his life. The three gunas at work. That's all. So therefore, Arjuna came out of the bewilderment by promptly taking shelter of Krishna. In the very beginning again, he didn't take much time. Instantly recognized Viparitani. Instantly he said, Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. This is another symptom of a devotee. He will not attempt many material possibilities. immediately he will take shelter of Krishna. This is another symptom of a bhakta. Immediately he'll take shelter of Krishna or Krishna's devotee, the bona fide spiritual master. You see? Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I offer myself unconditionally to you, Krishna. Not conditions. It's unconditionally offer myself to you. This is devotee. So we see the examples. What a devotee means. How a devotee must be. And Krishna also. As Arjuna, the devotee is very prompt in his taking shelter of Krishna and nobody else. Krishna also is very prompt. Therefore Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi atachet tvam ahankara nashtoshasi vinangshasi. Krishna also has promptly said that if you are always conscious of me, you will overcome all the difficulties of material life by my grace. By my grace. But Krishna also said, if you have your own plans, without listening to me or my representative in this world, called the spiritual master, if you have your own plans of solving, then taking my advice, my direction, my help, my guidance, then atachitvam ahankaran. That's what this material world is all about. What is that? Every materialistic person, every non-devotee wants to figure out everything himself. He will not consult. He will not take the advice of the spiritual master or Krishna. He thinks he will make up everything himself. So it's the disease of a conditioned soul. It's the disease of a conditioned soul. He does not want to take consultation or advice from the spiritual master or Krishna. That Krishna is pointing out, Tvam ahankaran nashtosisi. If you don't take my advice, my consultation, my dictation, then vinangshasi, you will be lost. You will struggle. But if you take my advice, then I will sail you through all these difficulties. So, therefore Krishna has said, in one verse prior to this verse, Machita Sarva Durgani, which is actually text 55, Machita Sarva Durgani, Mat Prasada Tarishyasi. In text 54, Krishna already indicated by saying, Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya mat paraha buddhi yogam upashritya mat chitta satatam bhava. This is the formula Krishna has given. Chetasa sarva karmani, in all your works, sarva karmani. Chetasa sarva karmani mat chitta satatam bhava. Always be conscious of me. Buddhi yogam upashritya, taking shelter of me. Krishna Prabhupada translates as, work always under my protection. Buddhi yogam upashritya, work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. So depend on me, be conscious of me, work under my protection. 3 points Krishna makes. Then you are sure to overcome all material miseries. So, therefore, the conclusion must be, how can I take shelter of the spiritual master? One may say, no, who is the spiritual master? Krishna said, take shelter of me. Yes, but where is Krishna to take shelter? Where is Krishna to take shelter? Therefore, Krishna appears in front of us as the spiritual master. Krishna only is the spiritual master. Spiritual master is Krishna, the bona fide representative of Krishna. He is the external manifestation of Paramatma in this world for all the living beings. External manifestation of Paramatma, the Lord in the heart. That same Lord, when He comes out, He becomes the spiritual master. You should not underestimate the position of a spiritual master like Prabhupada. There are some nice reference I would like to share. That one place Prabhupada says, this is in the context of when Indra offended his spiritual master Brihaspati by offering the garland offered to him by Brihaspati to his elephant Gajendra. Airavata. And Airavata, after all, the elephant does not know. It's a prasadam garland from Brihaspati. But Indra neglectfully, instead of honoring that garland given by his guru, he garlands the elephant. Elephant, what will it do? It just pull out the garland and throw it and then trample the garland. It is a great offense to the spiritual master. Although Indra didn't do it intentionally, but still it happened. That was a great offense at the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Prabhupada says familiarity breeds contempt in this context. Indra, familiarized with his guru, Brihaspati, he said, oh, he took it for granted, the mercy and the grace of the spiritual master, and he offended Brihaspati. So, there is one word used, agada dishanam dvijam, in this context. That means the spiritual master, the Acharya, is a perfect Brahmana, dvijam, and has unlimited intelligence in guiding the activities of his disciple. Agadha dishanam. Agadha dishanam means he has unlimited intelligence, like Paramatma, in guiding the activities of his disciple. So we should not think that Prabhupada is an ordinary person like us, or maybe a saintly person, maybe one of the gurus. No! He has unlimited intelligence, like the Supreme Lord himself, in guiding the activities of his disciple. Not ordinary spiritual master. Therefore Krishna has warned by saying that na abhyasuyeta, we should not envy the spiritual master. Na avamanyeta karihichit, should not disrespect the spiritual master or disobey the spiritual master. Acharyavan mam vijanayan, and you should consider the Acharya to be myself directly. Acharya is the Lord himself directly, not indirectly, directly. That's the position of the spiritual master. So this is one reference. There is another reference wherein one devotee is asking Prabhupada, in a case where the guru or the spiritual master has to direct the disciple, guide the disciple, you do this, you do this, you do that. Is it by use of intelligence and analysis, by understanding who the disciple is, what is his background, and accordingly you engage the disciple? Does it mean this way? Prabhupada said no. The spiritual master takes direct guidance from the Supreme Lord and then engages his disciple. So the disciple is asking, that means the spiritual master talks to Krishna in this way. Krishna, this disciple is so and so, that disciple is so and so. So shall we do like this? Shall we do like that? For this devotee, for that devotee? He consults with Krishna directly. And Krishna says, yes, do this way. Yes, do that way. And the spiritual master tells the disciple. You can just imagine. This is how the disciple gets direction. This is called Guru Parampara, and you should have faith. If you don't have faith, it doesn't work. Ashtadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa. Krishna has already spoken in Bhagavad Gita. If you are not faithful, then it is very difficult to advance in bhakti or devotional service. You should have absolute faith on the words of the Guru. It's Krishna's direction for me. Krishna wants this of me now. And that is coming through the Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, the lotus mouth of my spiritual master or my spiritual master's representative. So Prabhupada formed this ISKCON movement. He has formed this ISKCON movement. And Prabhupada himself is the representative of the Supreme Lord. And ISKCON is also the representation of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada says ISKCON is the incarnation of Krishna. The Hare Krishna movement is the incarnation of Lord Krishna, one place Prabhupada says that. So it depends on your realization, how you perceive. So nothing is out of the consciousness of the Lord. He is fully conscious. And you should know that I am getting perfect guidance from my spiritual master, from Krishna. Because the Guru consults with Krishna directly. And after consultation, he is telling, yes, you do this. Yes, do that. Do like this. Do like that. No, I don't agree this. Do like this. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, then you are in line with Krishna. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. A perfect disciple. Then spiritual master is very pleased and Krishna is very pleased then. Life is perfected. For such a disciple, there is no misery in this material world. He is not entangled in this material world. He is liberated. He is liberated. So, we are so fortunate to get a pure devotee spiritual master as our spiritual master. There are many gurus of different grades. No doubt, we do recognize many grades of gurus. But a pure devotee spiritual master is rarest of rare. So we are so fortunate to have Prabhupada as our spiritual master. So we should just follow in his footsteps and become completely free from all material miseries. So for the devotee who is completely under the shelter of the spiritual master, actually no misery exists for him. No misery exists because the spiritual master is very able in his guidance to his disciple. So much so that there is no material miseries for him. He lives on the Guru lives on a transcendental platform, Krishna lives on a transcendental platform, he can keep his disciple also on the transcendental platform. Such a person is a bona fide spiritual master. Not that his disciple is still on the material platform and he is a Guru. No. So we have such fortune. So let us take advantage of that. Stop it. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.